All right. So today we are talking about webinar funnels. It's another marketing strategy that you can use to drive conversions using the OPM tools software. So this presentation will take a deeper dive into the power of webinar funnels and how OPM tools simplifies their creation. You can learn how to leverage webinars to generate leads, convert prospects, and boost your business. But before I move forward, there is something that we need to understand. When it comes to building a webinar funnel, it's important to first have a general idea of what a webinar's purpose actually is. So, a webinar funnel is a marketing strategy that involves attracting leads to sign up, nurture them through a series of emails, and then converting them into customers through a free and highly valuable webinar. Sometimes you can call it, or you've seen it probably also online, people call it an online training workshop or a master class. So it doesn't matter what it's called. The main goal is to attract as many qualified leads to your free webinar as possible. Then you have to wow them with crazy good value and then convert them into customers by making a relevant and irresistible offer. That's it. It's that plain and simple. So moving forward. Now, within the OPM tool software, there are two types of different webinars. When you go into the sites and webinars, you get two different options. The first one is a live webinar, and the second one is the pre-recorded webinars. So if you already have a lot of videos around the services that you sell or around all the different products that you have, you can utilize those videos as pre-recorded webinars in which you can show demos of your services. You can provide content, tutorials, educational presentations. It's a perfect way of building an audience and to reach a wider amount of audience. And it's an evergreen content. So it will stay there and it will be relevant for all time. Now, compared to a live webinar, this is a real-time interaction. Like I'm having one with you right now, for example, Michael. In this, you can ask Q&As, you can have surveys, you can have demos. I can build a community. I can show the actual way of how to do what we are talking about. So regardless of whatever the topic is, we can show the demo right then and there. And then we can have follow-up questions, which in my opinion are very essential to have in a conversation. So I'll say something, you have a question about that, you raise your hand. We can also have polls and surveys, you can have Q&As, and the list goes on and on. So again, you have a comparable advantage. I wouldn't say disadvantage, but they have use cases. Different use cases requires different type of a webinar. So should it be a live one or a pre-recorded one? All right. So what is the power of a webinar landing page? So what is a landing page? It's a place where people will land onto, as so that what the word means. But a webinar has their own landing pages where people can go check out the, let's say, the recap of previous webinars or the breakdown of the current webinar that they are signing up for. It can have a countdown timer to induce the factor of FOMO, which is also called the fear of missing out. And you can increase your conversions from there. So the three things that you should have, like not three even, you need four things in every webinar funnel. The first one is the hook. The hook, as it says, is something to hook your audience and keep them onto the CTA or the call to action that you want them to fill out. It could be a form, it could be a calendar, but in the case of webinar, it's simply a form where they enter their first name, last name, email. Those are the three things. And you can even reduce that by using the full name and email. That's all you want. The phone number is a good thing to have, but it's not necessary for that. For the particular version of the webinar, all you need is the email and their full name. That's it. So you can have countdown timers to encourage the sense of urgency and encourage immediate registration. You need to have a clear call to action, something like if it's a pre-recorded webinar, it needs to be something like watch now, get the access now, sign up now, and watch exclusive content about what we do and how we do. If it's something about live, it could be right now, click here to book your seat right now. This is only for a limited time. This is that. So you need to induce that factor by using a clear call to action. And you need to have a compelling value proposition. So on the funnel, the value needs to be there. And what is the value? The first thing is the breakdown of the what the webinar is going to be about. It could be a table of contents. It could be, and then another section of about you or about us. Who are you? Why should they watch you? What gives you that strength, or what gives you that knowledge that they should listen from you or hear from you? And you need to reverse engineer it in a way that if someone watches your webinars, what solution are you providing them to what problem that they're facing, and using those solutions you need to present over here. So for example, if you are unable to increase your leads, this is the webinar that you need to look out for. If you're unable to manage your expenses and you don't understand where your money is flowing out, this is the webinar that you need to attend to. If you're unable to manage your time and you have recurrent tasks and you're unable to give your business the time it needs because you're so fulfilled with this recurrent task of management, this is the workshop that you need to attend to understand automations. So on and so forth. Using the solutions to craft up the pain points and then using them as compelling value propositions. And these can also be used as a hook. Then we have how to promote. Now, all right, so when you have people, when you have a webinar, you have a funnel ready, you need to promote that webinar in order for people to go over there, land on the landing page and complete the form and sign up for it. So how do you promote it? Now, there are free techniques and there are paid techniques. The free techniques, which we are called in the marketing sphere, it's called organic. So the organic leads can come from social media marketing. For example, let's say you visit an Instagram page or a reel and it says something like, comment here now and we will send you the link. Comment watch now and we'll send you the link. So the watch now, the reply now, all of these are just words that you want the people to comment on the post or reply to the post or comment on your DM or reach out to you on your DM so you can send them the link. The same way can be done for email marketing. The link of the webinar funnel can be sent through the email marketing. Then you have other ways like your websites, your blog posts, all of these are free comparatively. So these are free. And then there's a highly successful version, but this is a paid version, which is the paid advertising. You can utilize ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, other form of ads, and you would know much better about ads, Michael, since you're in that business. So ads have a huge advantage. It gives that, the push, that premium push, as I would say, in front of the right audience. So yeah, these are the ways that you can promote your webinar so that you reach the right audience at the right time. Now, once the people have signed up, they visited your landing page webinar, they've entered their information, they've signed up. Now they know when the live webinar is or when they'll get access to the pre-recorded webinar. What's then? Now there are two forms of emails that you need to send them. First one is the confirmation, and then the reminder email, which is sent out to them before the event happens. So one day before the happen, 24 hours before the happens, 12 hours before the happens. And then you need to send out another set of emails, which is to increase that, what should I say, the pre-engagement emails. So you need to hype it up. So for example, if you have already ran multiple different webinars in the past, then you can send those webinars as a recap. This is what happened in this webinar. Make sure to attend the future webinars so you don't miss out on key details. These are the type of questions which were asked or answered when people were watching the previous webinars. And this is the way you need to do it. So you have a registration confirmation, then you have a pre-webinar reminders, and you need to keep them focused, because honestly, people will forget. People will lose the interest that they had a week ago or a month ago. I do. I'm human and I do it. When I find something compelling, I sign it up, but when the actual date comes, I'm like, leave it. I don't want it. So in order to keep them engaged, keep them focused, you need to send them value propositions through your emails. And these will not be the reminder emails. These would be more like, this is what happened previously, with recaps, for example. And when we watch a TV show, you know how they give you a recap of the previous episode, just to give them some sort of a recap of what happened before, and this is how the story connects. So this is something that we can utilize. And then there's a webinar day reminder. So when it's about to happen, so 10 minutes or 15 minutes or maybe an hour before the actual webinar is about to drop, or the live webinar is about to happen, hey, stick to your laptop, stick to your computers, be at a proper place, because this event is about to go down. Something dramatic. Well, not even dramatic, but whatever floats, whatever suits you best. But something according to that it keeps people engaged. All right. So now that they have been receiving the emails, they know when the webinar is, and they actually come towards the webinar. Now what to do? You need to prepare an amazing set of slides. And by amazing, I don't mean by the transformations or the text falling above like raindrops or something like that. But the value of each slide needs to be such high that they can't take their eyes off the screen, that they want to be there and they can't wait for more information they can get. Then you need to have engaging visuals, and by visuals you can not exactly videos of let's say a horse running through the field or something like that. It needs to be relevant and it needs to be engaging. So you can have like a demo being played beforehand, or a demo video being played while you talk it out and you explain what it means and what everything is, how everything happens. The same way that we do over here, I go through over the presentation and then Cohen shows the demo. And then you need to have professional branding, because these videos will be on the internet. People will be reaching out to. So they need to know for whom or to whom does this presentation belong to. So you need to have your proper branding. If it's in your brand colors, that's even better. Moving forward. Now, let's say you are doing a live webinar. So what is the ways in which you can increase the engagement of the people in the live webinar? So I've seen that people have thousands and even 5,000 people on one webinar through the Zoom link or the Google Meet. I don't think Google Meet has that capacity, but Zoom probably does. So I saw this one webinar I was attending where it was 5,000 people, and in order to keep them engaged, that's a difficult task. But let's scale down. Let's bring it down to, let's say, 500 people or 100 people. Or if you're working in a local area, even 50 people are amazing. So how to keep them engaged? You can have a live chat option where one person from your team is answering the questions as they pop up, or they are keeping them engaged. And even I've even heard something like this. Hey, if you understand this, please comment one. Please comment interested, understood. Please comment interested. Something like that to keep them engaged onto their keyboard in front of their screens. So because they're on the internet, they can easily just open a new tab and go to YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. So keep them over here. Find a way. Then you can even have these polls and surveys after every short period of time that they can click and vote on, and then be eager about the result. What do other people think? Like, for example, how many people of you have thought about running your ads on a TV? And then you have a poll and survey. Comment down or click on the survey, and based on the answer, we'll tell you how you can get it done. Or this is what the webinar is about, and things like that. So obviously an entire content piece needs to be strategized and written down, and it needs to be clear, have value, and then you can work on it. So it's not something that you can do it immediately, but yes, these are some of the ways. And then after the workshop has ended or the presentation has ended, you can have a Q&A session. People can write down their questions, or they can raise their hands, ask a question, then and there explain it, and then you explain their answers. And this will keep them compelling to come back to the next webinar, because they know that this person isn't just someone who's playing a video or reading a script. This person actually engages us with the question and answers. All right. Then what happens when a webinar has ended? Is it over? No. Once the webinar, the live one or the pre-recorded one, and there is a way to track it if someone has completed a webinar or not. So once the webinar has been done, what are the next steps? First one is a thank you email. Thank you for being here, giving us your time. I hope that this was a fruitful conversation, or it was a fruitful event for you. I hope you made the best out of your time. And then you need to start sending up the follow-up emails. It could be either be a quiz. Let's say that this is a quiz based on how much you understood. And based on the quiz answers, we'll be able to tell you how much you need us, or if whether you should opt for it or not. You can send them a survey in which they can fill it out, a review form basically of how it went and what questions they have or what they would add or deduct from the webinar. You can send out upsells or cross-sell products as well. So if you found this video interesting and you think that this service is meant for you, Click on the following link and it will land you straight to my calendar where you can have a meeting one-to-one with me and I will be able to help you achieve your goals, XYZ, whatever your call to action is. And you can keep following up with them, nurturing them so they remain active and they make that decision that you want them to take. Moving on. Then, as I said previously, you can upsell or cross sell opportunities. You can enhance the customer journey by offering them premium services. As I said, if you thought that this was valuable, imagine how much valuable it will be if you and I are in a one-to-one situation. Imagine how much value I'll be able to create if I am working for you or if I pair up with you. Imagine if this is my presentation, imagine the presentations I'll be able to create for you. So you can upsell and cross-sell these type of services and say it in a way that people are like, yeah, he's an expert. If this is the free information he's given out, imagine the paid version. So things like that. And then you can offer them exclusive offers. So for example, I saw this one webinar and what the person did was, everyone listen, you have until the end of this webinar to avail a 50% discount on our services using this promo code. As soon as this webinar ends, that coupon code or that discount will be gone forever. So now, just by saying that, he induced an immediate fear of missing out. And on top of that, he can just say, okay, and I also have 100 limited seats. Now the people are rushing for it. And I actually saw a service was being sold for $1,500. And on the webinar, before the webinar ended, they only had 25 seats. And before the webinar ended, 21 seats were filled. Like so, 21 people watching the live webinar actually paid for the service upfront and got it. And I was like, wow, that's a new technique. I never thought about that. So you can do that. And you can also provide them additional resources. So here is the Google Drive link where you can find my checklist, you can find my spreadsheets, you can find this content, that content, you can find out the stats, and so on and so forth. So when you offer resources, premium services, and exclusive offers, and when people watch these things on the recap version, it induces them, this urgency that I need to be in the next workshop they held because the discounts they offer are amazing. I want to be there. So things like that coming back. All right. Now, this is on the technical side. Once you're running webinars, there are some certain factors that you need to look out for. First one is the registration rates. If you're sending out 1,000 emails, if you are working on your webinar for, let's say, a month, if you have run $1,000 worth of ads or $100 worth of ads, you need to see from which source have you got the most amount of registrations and how many registrations are there in total. Then the first conversion from registration to attendance. This would show you how effective your follow-up to the meeting reminder emails and your confirmation emails were. So if they were low effective or less effective, it would be a low ratio from registration to attendance. And if it was high, then more people would have attended. And then the final one, which is actually the most important one, is the people who attended, how many of them converted into a client. They actually paid for a product or a service, or they reached out and booked a meeting. So it would give you how much effective this certain webinar was, not just for me or for my business, but for the audience as well. How much engagement we are having, how much money exactly did we gain out of it. That would be as simple as I can say. So I'm going to hand it over to Cohen for him to show you the demo version of how to craft a webinar using the templates within the OPM tools and by using the template automations to work on your funnels.
So just to restate what Mustafa has already gone over, what webinar funnels are and what they are used for. So basically, we it allows you to create a automated. We allow you to make automated various marketing funnels, including webinar funnels, and I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to create both live and pre-recorded webinar funnels from scratch while also using the templates provided as well. So, starting off, before we even want to create a funnel, we need to make a form for this funnel so that we can get information such as the client's phone number, email address, or first and last name, just so that we have that written down before they get implemented into the webinar. So, going to sites and then going to forms, and we want to go to the form builder, add form, start from scratch, and it basically creates everything that we need right here. Let's say that we want to remove the I can send SMS notifications. Let's remove privacy and all that, and let's just get rid of phone number as well. And here, just like that, we have a nice basic standard issue webinar funnel form. Hit save. I guess we could change the verbiage as well. And save. All right, there we go. So next we want to go to sites and then webinars, which is a new tab available in the OPM tools. Then we want to click on new webinar funnel. Let's start off with the pre-recorded. So you want to hit on demand webinar. Let's create a name. So let's make dummy pre-recorded webinar. Hit next. Select the form that we want to use. Let's see, where is it? Webinar funnel form. Hit next. And then here you would put in the video that you have pre-recorded of your webinar, and that way people would be able to see the video that you want them to see. So I don't have an example of what I could use. Sure, let's use whatever this is. Okay, hit next. And next we want to choose one of the templates available to us. So let's just go with let's go with e-commerce marketing. Hit create. And then once that's done and over with, it'll create 3 steps within the funnel: the registration, the confirmation, and the broadcast. Registration is going to ask for your information. Confirmation is just to let you know you have been signed up and you're ready to attend the webinar whenever it is available to you. And then there's an actual webinar broadcast. So let's just go ahead and look what they look at, see what they look like in each tab. Here's the form. Here's the page. It doesn't look the prettiest because it's a template it's supposed to be messed around with. Let's see what registration looks like. Click here to watch the webinar. Nah, it doesn't work properly because this is just the preview. And then let's see what the broadcast looks like. And here you can just watch the video. All right, and there is your pre-recorded webinar. Let's move on to an actual live webinar. It is basically the exact same thing, but you would implement a Google Meet, Zoom Meet, whatever platform that you use to provide meetings or webinars for. So let's do live webinar meeting as the name. Time zone is correct. Let's set it for tomorrow. Hit next. Select form. And here we would put paste the meeting link. So let's do create a meeting for later. There we go. And let's just do blank this time. And here we have pretty much the exact same thing: webinar registration, webinar confirmation, thank you for registering, and webinar broadcast. And it gives you a timer, like Mustafa said earlier, of when the webinar will start. But yeah, that is how you create your own live webinar and pre-record webinar meetings. Then I think I'll pass it over to Mustafa if he has anything else that he wants to add on to that.
Yeah, stay on the same page. Cohen, can you go on the automations? So within the OPM tools, like we have the templates of the webinars, we also have a template for the webinar automation. So if you click on the create workflow from the top right hand side and select a recipe, templates within the workflows are called recipes. I don't know why, but that's what it's called. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll find a webinar one. I think it will be on the left hand side. Yep, there it is. Webinar registration, confirmation, and reminder. Now, how is it different from the usual appointment calendars? It is different because we set the event time and date. As you can see in the second action, can you hover there where it says set event start date and time? It's the second action. Yeah. So using this action, you can decide when that particular webinar or that event is going to take place, not exactly place, but at what time. And then let's say it's due tomorrow or a month after tomorrow or something like that. And then you can select the date and time. Why does that matter? It matters because the next steps you want to do is to remind them about the webinar 1 day before, 7 days before, 14 days before, 1 hour before, and to send out the emails accordingly. So that is the only importance of using the event start date. And you don't even have to worry too much about it. Everything is present over here. Can you cancel it, Kovan? And then scroll down slowly. Yep. More, more, more. And that's it. Wait until before 15 minutes is the last step. Now, an extra step, if you want to be even more technical or more strategic, what you can do is you can add another wait step to wait until the meeting has ended. So, for example, you know that your webinar will be at max 2 hours long. So, you can add wait until after the event has been completed. So, wait 2 hours afterwards, and then you can send out another email for thank you for being in the webinar. We really enjoyed having you here with us. You can follow the recap or you can get the recap by clicking on this link. And that link will surprisingly be a pre-recorded webinar that you just completed. Something like that. So if you have a very fast team, you can send it out immediately after. If you have a slow team, you can send it out after, let's say, 7 days. So you can keep that rotation. And the reason we do that is to keep the people engaged, because let's face it, a lot of people might miss out on the meeting. So they might need to have a recap, or they might have left the meeting during the meeting due to any reason whatsoever. So you want to send them a recap so they do have a video where they can see how it went. So you have the templates to use, you have the template automation to use, and all you need to do, something that you need to do by yourself, would be to craft your own offers, your hook, and what value you are wanting to provide. And again, if you need any help with that, we are here to help you out with that as well. So yeah, can you just show him how to learn more about webinars within the knowledge base?
Yeah, sure. So in your sub account, if you look in the top right and you see this blue message icon, if you click on that, this will lead you to the knowledge base where you can basically ask pretty much any question that you want. And there are going to be multiple articles on your question if it's commonly asked. And you just can find a wide array of things that will really help you better your sub account and get your business going. Uh, we disable the ability to, but right around here or maybe on this side, there's going to be a message icon. If you click on that, it will lead you to the help center where you can get in contact with one of our associates and they can help you out with any question that you might need. Or there is another way to reach out to us if you have an issue that's just really bugging you and you just don't know what to do about it and it's not within the knowledge base. You can scroll on down to the submit request. And from here, if you fill out the fields accordingly and tell us what your issue is, it will send us an email and we will get back to you and create a meeting with you and help you with whatever you're struggling with relating to OPM tools. And we're all, we're always happy to help. Did I
That
miss anything, Mustafa?
No, I don't think so. But that concludes our meeting for today. Do we have any questions, Michael?
The question, a couple questions. One is the today's meeting, is it recorded? I see Read AI, but if I was to miss it because I almost was late to the meeting and I didn't want to miss it, is it easy to get the recordings of these meetings? And do I need to go to Read AI and sign up for them? Because it seems like past it's asked me to do something like that.
No, if you see on the top left hand side, do you see that red dot, that red square within a white dot?
Where are you looking at?
at the Google Meet that we are showing. I don't think it shows you or not, but it shows to us on the top right hand side. It says this call is being recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do have the recording. If you ever want the recording of any meeting, we can easily send it over to you. Or you can just go to our YouTube page and eventually you will find all the previous workshops you've had, including this one over there. So you
Okay.
see OverPower Marketing Workshop 14 videos. If you click on that, you can find all the videos.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So each of the recordings head out to the YouTube, and you guys have them saved there. That's
Yep.
awesome. Yeah. Perfect. Because I didn't know if Read AI was something that I needed to sign up for to be able to get the notes or not. So because it does a great job recapping everything that was talked about. The other thing to see, what I made notes to is it's interesting. I never really thought about using a webinar to kind of communicate, but when we go into a new location and put in screens, it may make sense for us to do a webinar about our Lincoln Local program for that venue and invite the business owners to listen in to the value of why they would want to place an ad, and then we can kind of show them what the venue is doing and then where they can put their ad up and then allow them to get that discount at the end, to say, hey, but by being the first ones here, the first 20 people that place an ad get a 20% discount for doing it or something. It was just it was great, very well done out. It just gets you to think outside the box a little bit.
Absolutely. And while you mentioned that, another idea just popped up. So when you are about to go to visit a site to set it all up, you can, like, people use it as a podcast or as a live version within YouTube. You can have it within as a live webinar as well. Send out these invites to all of your potential clients who might want to run their ads, and even mention over there that there is a bonus feature for all the people who watch this. So now they have that, this urgency, this curiosity. Hey, what bonus is he talking about? Let's just watch it. So, and when you start it off, you can say, for all the people who stick till the end, they will be receiving something amazing, an offer never offered before, or value never offered before, something like that, to keep
Yeah,
the hype up. And then you can show not just the venue or what the benefits are, you can even bring up the owner and have a conversation with him, like a podcast on the live version. So, hey, how did you hear about us? What benefit do you have? What is this? What is the type of audience that you usually get over here? Things like that that will be beneficial to the people. Or you can send out a form in the reminder emails prior to the live version, in which people can submit their questions and then use those questions to ask the owner or ask or answer it by yourself. So these are the questions that we've had in the reminder emails that we sent out, and these are the answers. So something like that that keeps them engaged. And yes, as you mentioned, as soon as the meeting is about to end, you say, now you have a 10 minutes window using this coupon code or discount code. Anyone who mentions this in their payment page, they'll get a 50%, 25%, 10%, whatever, an X% discount in running these ads on this particular location. So
yeah, yeah. Cool idea. Cool. I like it. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah.
All right. But before we end this meeting, I would like to give a brief notice as to what we're going to be talking about next week in the workshop. So for next week on November 26th, we are going to be going over A and B testing and optimization, basically conducting A and B tests on various elements of your marketing campaigns and analyzing results and making data-driven improvements. So if that sounds interesting to anyone that may be watching this, be sure to let your associates, your employees, whomever, let them know and let them tune in on this meeting. But until then, we will see you next week.
All right, you guys. I appreciate you. The A/B testing, is it going to be like A/B for emails that you send out type testing, or is it something other?
A/B testing. So A/B. When it comes to A/B testing, there are two features within the software natively. One is for the emails, which the system automatically checks which one is outperforming the other. Then we have within the funnels as well, so it can check which funnel is outperforming the other. And then you can use it in the automations, although you will need to check it manually but the range is far bigger. The complexity is far bigger as well, but the range is far bigger. You can make it as strategic as you want. So when we dive into A/B testing, we'll be able to show you what the system natively offers and how you can mimic that, but take it to the next level using automations.
I like it. Perfect. 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 Well, good stuff, you guys. I appreciate it. I look forward to jumping on the call. So,
Absolutely. I hope we'll see you next week as well, man.
all right, you too. Take care. Be blessed.